When most people think of Hong Kong, they see this. But the truth is, over 70% of Hong Kong is made up of countryside, mountains, reservoirs, streams, and undeveloped coast. Meaning, there is plenty of space for wild animals to live. However, sightings of anything larger than a rat is very rare for most Hong Kongers. To understand why Hong Kong covers the area of land next to China that it does, we need to go back to 1898, when the British purchased the new territories as a means to provide land and water reserves for their growing colony. The British first colonized Hong Kong Island and Kowloon following the First and Second Opium Wars in the early 1800s. Prior to the British arrival, Hong Kong's population was under 10,000. It was made up of several fishing and agricultural towns surrounded by large areas of countryside with nothing but a few traditional grave sites. Hunting was common, though the main sources of food for villagers was fishing and agriculture. It wasn't until the late 1800s that the terrestrial wildlife really began to see a threat from hunting due to the population of Hong Kong skyrocketing. As a response, the British-led government in Hong Kong established laws and licenses to regulate hunting. However, these initial actions did little to reduce or discourage the act. As a result, the tiger population, which was once significant, dwindled down to effectively extinct by the 1950s, with a few anecdotal stories of tigers surviving until the 1970s. As time progressed, the laws on hunting in Hong Kong changed and evolved. The 1980s would see the last hunting license ever issued by the government. Now, Hong Kong is a modern city with over 90% of its population living in high-rises and urban settings. This means the average Hong Kongers today knows little about the remaining wildlife in Hong Kong. But a few are finding ways to uncover the wildlife hiding just out of sight.
I would say I start my wildlife adventures about 5 years ago when I'm undergrad in the local university in Hong Kong. And first I started with herpetofauna. I just hang out with my friends, flipping rocks, and hopefully we can find a snake or frog. It's actually quite suitable for my job. And now, before construction work, we go to the site and survey to do an ecological survey to find all the ecology resources, so we can communicate with the engineer to tell them, oh, please avoid this place. Maybe it's an eagle tree here, or otter here, a pangolin here. So we avoid this place, and we just hope we can balance the construction work and the impact to the environment. So far, I just use my trail camera in Hong Kong. So common mammals like boar, barking deer, monkey. Those are I can get this footage very frequently, and I've captured some porcupines, and a master plum civet, and a small Indian civet, and a feral badger, and these are some mammals that I captured. I did find some basic knowledge before I used the trail camera. It's like, first of all, you need to find a place that looks like some animal will walk, like a boar path or something like that. And for more advanced, I think it would be good for you if you can identify the feces, the poop of the animal, and the footprint of the animal.
Yep. So I'm Chris. I'm a filmmaker who's been living in Hong Kong for the past 30 years, and for the last 6 or 7 I've been doing a lot of work with trail cameras. To give my cameras the best chance at capturing footage of the specific animal I'm looking for, I've been researching a lot of tracking skills and how to read the signs left behind by wild animals. To date, I have footage of barking deer, wild boar, ferret badgers, both masked palm and Indian civets, crab-eating mongoose, Chinese mongoose, porcupine, leopard cats, and monkeys. This is the kind of trail camera I use. It has IR lights and a motion sensor. So whenever an animal passes in front of it, it will start recording on its own, and the animal should hopefully not even know it's there. It can feel a lot like gambling. You spend a lot of money on a trail camera and there's always a risk it's going to get stolen or damaged. But if you manage to get a properly good shot, it really does. It feels like a payoff.
Today, Hong Kong's wildlife survives just out of sight, behind a bush or in thick forest. It is thanks to a healthy dose of fear of man ingrained in the Hong Kong wildlife that keeps them safe. Since the ban on any and all hunting introduced in December 1979, the fear of man has been slowly reduced in the wild boar population and has been replaced with the knowledge that humans equal food. This has led to an increasing number of encounters with humans and a new policy by the government to cull thousands of wild boar. Wild boar in Hong Kong do not need to be fed. The countryside in Hong Kong has an abundance of food for wild boar, including the roots of most plants and a wide variety of wild fruits. So, by feeding the animals, you are removing the healthy dose of fear they have of humans.
The reason I use trail cameras is because the Hong Kong countryside is very thick and it's quite difficult to see the animals moving around. They're also experts at hiding, so it's quite rare to get any more than a glimpse of them running deeper into the bushes. For example, it's very easy in Africa, say, to get footage of wildlife because the animals there are so big, and on a typical safari, you're out in an open plain where you can see the animals from a great distance with a camera with a long lens. I'm currently trying to get footage of pangolin. It's quite difficult because, like the others, they're experts at hiding, and there's really not that many of them left. This is because they've been hunted quite extensively because their scales are used in traditional Chinese medicine.
The Chinese pangolin is perhaps the rarest and most endangered animal in Hong Kong. They have been hunted to the edge of extinction across China. As with tigers in the early 1900s, pangolin sightings are rare and largely unconfirmed. As poaching is still very much active in Hong Kong, it is entirely possible that within the next few decades, pangolin in the territory will go the same way as the tiger.
Before I use trail camera, I just like the normal people, just do the normal night walk, and hopefully I can find something cool, maybe a leopard cat or pangolin, but I never see any pangolin, whatever. What I did is just use a torch and just shine on it and take a photo or take a video. But all the time they just run away. Maybe you can just take 2-second video or just 2 photos, and that's not cool, and not cool for the animal because they suddenly some bright light shining on them, they will just run away. And so when I do some research on internet, I find a device called trail camera, and I buy one just for trial, and it do a fantastic job because first of all I can stay at home. And the trail camera, if I put it in the right place, it can take very good image or video. You never can take it if you just walk into the wood and chase the animal because they just run away.
I'm done.
As the majority of Hong Kongers are unaware of the wildlife living around them, it remains to be seen whether Hong Kong will become a refuge for these animals or if they will join the others in being driven to extinction in the territory. After all, you cannot protect the wildlife you don't know is there.